Hi friends, guess what day it is today at Mrs. Fott's house? It's Jammy Day! I'm gonna stay in my comfy warm jammies all day today. So I thought a good book to read to you on Jammy Day is The Napping House. Now, after The Napping House, I have some things back here on my wall. I'll bring you in a little closer when I'm done with the book, and you can help me with some sequencing. That's just a fancy way of saying, like, retelling the story and putting things in order. So you're going to help me put all these things in order when the story's over. So let's get started with The Napping House. There is a house, a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. Can you see what kind of day it is outside at the napping house? It's a very dreary day. Do you see all the rain? No one's outside playing because it's a rainy, dreary day. Everyone's sleeping in the napping house. And in that house there is a bed, a cozy bed, in the napping house where everyone is sleeping. Can you see who's sleeping? Let me come a little closer. Do you see in the bed? That's Granny. She's sleeping in the bed. Down here, there's a dog. There's a cat sleeping. There's a child sleeping in the chair. If you look up here on top of the mirror, there's a mouse sleeping. And there's one other thing sleeping. It's very, very tiny. It is a little tiny flea, a little bug sleeping. All those things are sleeping in the napping house. On that bed, there is a granny, a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. But do you see someone's not sleeping? Someone has woke up. The child. On that granny, there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. Do you see the little child? He laid down on Granny to sleep. But someone is not sleeping right now. Someone woke up. On that child, there is a dog, a dozing dog. A dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. But someone woke up. And on that dog, there is a cat, a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. But someone else woke up. On that cat, there is a mouse, a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. Someone is awake. Do you remember who was up here? The little tiny thing, the little flea, is awake now. And on that mouse, there is a flea. Can it be a wakeful flea on a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in the napping house where everyone is sleeping? Now everyone is sleeping. They're all piled up in Granny's bed. A wakeful flea who bites the mouse. Can you see the mouse? And look, the flea flew over here. The flea bit the mouse, who scares the cat. The mouse scared the cat, who claws the dog. See the cat? Clawing the dog. Who thumps the child? The dog thumped the child. Who bumps the granny? The child bumped the granny. Who breaks the bed? Oh no, they broke the bed. Now look, they're all awake. In the napping house where no one now is sleeping. Can you see? The rain went away. A rainbow came out. The little boy and the dog are playing. The cat's in the yard. And if you look real close, the mouse is up here and the flea is up here. And the grandma is outside too. Did you like that story of the napping house? It's a very good one. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer to my wall. Over here on the wall, I have the bed. So who was sleeping on the bed first? Do you remember? I think it was the granny. So let's put the granny on her bed. So now Granny was the first character on the bed. Do you remember who laid on top of Granny? It was the child. So let's put the child on top of Granny. Who came next? Who woke up next and laid on top of the child? Do you remember? It was the dog. Let's put the dog on top of the child. Now, who laid on top of the dog? Who woke up next in our story? The cat. So we'll put the cat on top of the dog. Then who was next? Who laid on top of the cat? The mouse. We will put the mouse on top of the cat. There's one thing left. One little tiny thing that was last to wake up and last to climb up on the bed. It was the flea. So we'll put the flea on top of the mouse. Do you remember what happened next? I think the flea bit the mouse, and the mouse scared the cat, and the cat clawed the dog, and the dog bumped the child, and I think the child bumped the granny, and then the bed broke. Do you remember all that? I hope you got this right. If you want more activities, you can have your family Google the napping house activities. That's what I did, and I found these fun printables that I could print from my computer and cut out, and then we stacked them up. I hope you like the napping house. I'll see you guys next time. Maybe one day you can have a jammy day and stay in your comfy warm jammies. Bye, friends.